Bravo, some very beautiful moments that you conjured up. You know, I was wondering if, wow, we need something here. If you sometimes, when you begin this piece, have you ever wondered, first of all, about the speed of this arpeggio? There is an arpeggio. So without the arpeggio, it would have been this. Can you show us the chord without the arpeggio? Okay, so it's kind of a big, first of all, with the newer instruments of Steinways and so on, there is less transparency because the bass speaks so much. In piano of the time of Beethoven, there was much more transparency, right? But I think he wants a very unique effect because Beethoven only writes pedal rarely. So he wants a very interesting effect, as you were, I'm not sure. Can you hold on the keys without making any noise? Can you try? Any sound? Yeah, hold them. Okay. So can you imagine if, keep holding them, if we did this? I don't think I can. I can't even see. That a little bit, right? Do you see? It's not as powerful. It's more personal, a little bit more personal. Can you try, first of all, to create a sound that's more personal, a bit quieter, more introspective, as if you were not basically speaking to an audience, but you were reading a letter, a written letter by yourself at night. Maybe that was an email to which you don't want to answer, by the way. How about instead of the pinky, a longer finger? How many longer fingers do we have except for the pinky?
Like 3 others?
At least. The second finger is longer, the third and the fourth. Well, in this case, you cannot use 2. You don't want to have that, right? So maybe 4, 2, 1 would be more appropriate. And perhaps 2, 3, 5 in the right hand. Can you try? Good. And now, can you show me your arm? Can be many things. For example, when you're angry, your arm could be doing this, right? But it could also be like a feather, like this. Have you ever seen anybody doing Tai Chi anytime? Yeah.
Yeah.
Slow movements like this. No? And imagine that you can feel the air. When you go down, there is air. You feel the molecules in the air like this. Can you try that? And then, when you're ready, you go. Yes. Now try with the right pedal. You have to basically put the key down very slowly, like a, play very slowly like this. Like that, try. Well, now the hand wasn't ready. So make sure that both hands are together in the spot. Then take a moment, literally put the hands, then try, and try multiple times. Don't stop. Play the first, then repeat it. Try until you find the sound. That's already much better. Go on. One more time. That was uneven, right? You notice some notes didn't speak. Okay, and as if you can do that while you exhale, so you take a deep breath in, and you move the hand towards the keyboard when you breathe in. And then you breathe out in the moment that you start playing and try to continue with your air out until you reach. You continue until you reach the pinky of the right hand. Can you try? Wow, that's rich. That's rich. Then, okay, we can talk about how soft you want to play. Okay. Another element when we play arpeggiated chords with this symbol is we should wonder, what is the speed of this arpeggio? If I want something a little bit angrier, I'll do. You have it sometimes in opera recitatives when the singer is talking about something bad that happened to her because of whatever, that person did something wrong, you know, so there is a little bit of a scream, or the text implies anger maybe, and of course the cembalo player on the harpsichord plays very quickly, like that, you know, very nervous. So that's a very speedy arpeggio, but this music says largo, so very slow, right? So the speed between the notes it's not that. It's more like a. And, you know, it's possible to start with one speed and accelerando also, like ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. And you say ta 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 ta. And then play with that speed.
Ta 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 ta.
That's good. Ya ta 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 ta. Now play as you say ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Wow. Did you see that? You said something and the piano was also doing that. Huh? So it's a matter of deciding before you do that. Yeah. Okay, let's do the whole beginning one more time now with that in mind. Then did you hear? Hold the pedal. You started with this sound at the end of the arpeggio, and then I heard. I'm exaggerating, but clearly, whenever there is a long note, our ear, unlike that of a violinist that has to worry about how to make the sound, how to hold on to the sound, what happens when you continue with the bow, right? Do you do vibrato? Do you do a crescendo? Do you do a diminuendo? You have to worry about how to produce the sound, how to sustain the sound, and how to end the sound. We only worry about how to make the sound, and because once you have done the sound, I can do this. And there is still sound, right? Now imagine on the violin, if you play and then you start moving, you know, it's going to be a mess. It's just, you cannot do that, right? But we pianists could be doing, I can even hold the conversation, you see, and the sound continues. I can ignore the sound. And that's the problem that we have. We have to listen to that sound that is long so that we can relate to the next sound. And therefore, there won't be an accent. It will be... So you have a beautiful shape, in other words, without bumps. Okay. The bumps in the sound, they happen because of inattention. We don't pay attention to the long notes. So now try to hear at the end of the arpeggio the long note and how it relates to the next note. And then you can use two beautiful gestures like this, because there is the pedal down. So why not doing two gestures like this? Even 2, 2, 5, or even 2, 2, 3, if you like. Try that. Play the whole arpeggio? Yeah, play the whole beginning, yeah. Beautiful. Now think of the next note not as a tid, 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 as chopped like this, but imagine you want to almost play them legato, like ti do, ti do, ti do. Remove the ti do, ti do, ti do, ti do. Then it will happen anyway. You know, ti do, ti do, ti do, ti do. Try. Ti do. Not bad. Maybe it's a little bit too flat. Your hand is a little too flat in this case. We were talking about a bridge that it's a little bit overarched, maybe, and the fingers a little bit too inward. And sometimes when they are a little too flat, there's another issue maybe there. So see if you can find something a little bit rounder. Okay. Show me again. Not interesting. You can actually do this. Interesting. Each hand is so different, right? So try, and then T dot, and then can you feel this like a vibrato on the violin? Look. Can you feel this? Try. Can you do that? Yeah. So this one is free. Think left and right. And now try this. So move the finger, move the fingers. And then also this. Very good. A little bit, not too much. Match the movement of the fingers with the slight movement of this. And then this. Try that. Then go. Yeah, possibly it's difficult to only use the same fingering. Perhaps the last maybe 3-1 because it helps the connection to this. This one, it's difficult. Very difficult to choose the fingering for this. Some people use 3 and 1. But it's difficult because of this. Then you would have to use 3 and 2, right? So it's okay to use 3-2. Maybe 3-1 there, and then so you can almost connect, but you still disconnect. Right? Slowly. Make sure this is not tense. Is it tense? Is it tense right here or not? So if you're here, then little by little this should come closer to your torso like this. So try. And can you feel the connection between? Practice this. So you feel the two movements. Whatever the finger is doing should be supported by the arm. If the finger has to go that way and there is no space, this has to help so that it's always comfortable. Try. So find this very quickly between this. Try that. Yeah. And then done. Better. And then now play the left hand. Try to hear the bass because the A is all the same. What you want to hear is to try. Maybe a little shorter. Think of this movement. Try this. On the key. This, and then it's the same as this, right? It really doesn't matter. Is it this or this? Except we cannot play with the knuckles. But this movement is the same as this. And then, right? Right? Now your movement is this. Your movement looks like this, sorry. Try. Yeah, do you hear the staccato almost like? Go up a little more. Trust yourself. Because we are afraid of missing the key, so we go so close all the time. Instead, try. Very cool. Now let's do that. Imagine, same. Try a virtual performance like this, no sound. Then once you are comfortable with this, go. That's much better. Now put it together. Start with the movement of the left hand, then go. But don't imitate the hands because otherwise we get accents in the right hand. This one should be more horizontal in a way, like this is more like this is more like this. No, it's very difficult because it's not otherwise they do the same thing, right? Instead this one should be a little closer. That's why I told you if you use this it's easier. Stay closer. Try. Okay, but instead of going ta 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 bang like that, go tira 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 tam. Think of going up on your feet like this. Like this. Try. Ti-da-da-da, from D. From here. Maybe you can touch the pedal. It's not illegal. There's no speeding ticket. And then that resolves. Try. Now, going back to this. Jump, 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 jump. Then, yeah, but the ta with the pedal, and then when you play the ornament, off. Yeah, try. Ta, play again this. Then off. Good, that's a bit metronomical. Tim, paratadati, ti, ro, 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 ri, ro, ro. Think of vocally. Try. So, slower. La, da, da, di. Can you be slower? Oh, like a di, da, da, di, da. Da, 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 da. Remember your ya ta 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 ta. This one is ya ta 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 ti. Ya ta 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 ta. Like that. Right. Ti. Bravo. Just don't forget the left hand has to stay there. Good. Then. Is that how you hear it inside? Can you actually hear those tones? How soft can you hear them? Oh my God, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you can hear inside. Then you imitate. It's about being in touch as close as possible to what we listen inside, especially if, you know, if there is a silence or when you're done with this. You think for a moment, when you practice, you have to have a silence and try to hear. Then you imitate it. And you get the sound that you want because it's premeditated. It's thought out inside you. Why two pianists use the same piano and sound so very different? Because it's not the piano that changes. It's the pianist that changes the sound of the piano and the timing and everything. So it means that the more you develop an understanding of what it is that you want to listen out of this instrument, the more you're going to teach the instrument how to produce what it is that you want in the first place. Yeah. So you heard it differently and you did it differently. Now try again this. It's very magic, as though you were creating the first chord ever written in music, you know. Imagine one day you only play single notes, and one day, imagine the guy who invented, wow, we can hear a chord together, right? Magic. You should be inspired by your own magic. Try. Very good. Now hear do. No, you didn't hear the do, mi, do. You have to feel the do growing inside you. Do, mi, da, di. You see, so if you hear it, play that for me again. See, I tried to match the gamut, the colors that I heard from you. Now you match yourself, match your own color. Listen to the do. That's very beautiful. Then. You don't feel it here. That note comes in the wrong place, right? Even the sforzando, instead of Beethoven, and that, you know, is such a revolution, you know, to put, everybody knows that it should be here, it should be here, it should be here, and Beethoven, it comes in the wrong spot of the beat, you know, you have to feel the tension. Yeah, it's quite impressive. Yeah, it's a bit stiff, your arm, when you play. Perhaps group it. So and then or maybe think of always a maybe not like not 2 and 2, but try to have a shape of a few more notes together. Try again this. Very difficult. Up here. Pedal the B flat. What finger? Maybe the thumb. Jumping with the pinky is very risky, so I would do and then start the tremolo a little later. It doesn't, even if it's written you can start a moment later, like that. Try. From here. Right? What are we trying to do? What's your goal right now? When we practice, sometimes we just go on, we repeat, but we don't exactly know what we're trying to achieve. Are you trying to change the fingering? Mm-hmm. Okay, so your goal is to stop just on the D. Don't worry about the tremolo yet. Just maybe take it from here. Practice that. So when you start from a distant point, our brain kind of forgets what the goal was. So it's always important to start very close to what you want to change and then proceed backwards. So if the length of the phrase is this, which is very close to the problem, then we start a little earlier, and then another little, spot until finally we get. If you try from here to here, in the process, the brain, because it's something new, kind of forgets the goal. It's for everybody, really. So I would try from here and practice and also slow down when you learn something new, right? Let's try to get that. Don't press anything. Don't. Not this. But push the piano like this. Can you feel this? Imagine. Okay, now imagine you want to gently do this and push the piano away from you. Like this, yeah? And you are still tender here and here. Try. You see this? Okay, now try. Try. Yeah, that sound. It's different. Now try the other sound, the one where you dig and you try to find. Okay, that you'll find petrol in Texas with that. Okay, so we don't like that because you see the piano is built with a duplex scale, which is this thing. Have you ever seen this fancy thing right here? That one. Yeah, which tunes this portion of sound to match a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's supposed to, if you listen carefully, when you play a medium loud sound, instead of a diminuendo, which happens to every piano, you will actually hear from a Steinway a small crescendo. And then a slow decay of the sound. Could you hear it? Right here. And then, now that's magic. That didn't exist before. So that's quite magic, okay? So what we want is this and a slow decay. But if we do this to the piano, then we have a peak. Like if you are recording the sound, you'd see a sound wave that does this, whoop, whoop, and then, okay. So what happens is that people in the audience, instead of hearing this, they're going to hear like, boom. An immediate decay of the sound. So our movements at the piano have to match how it was built for. We have to match that. And those movements are primarily this. Like if you had dough and you were making, some cooking or whatever, and you have to work with dough. You do this. No, you don't go like bam, like this. Can you try? Like that. And imagine this feeling when you apply to this. Try. One more time. Again. That's very good. And then put the pedal on the D. Good. Now let's put this. So what did we do? We went backwards a little bit, still close to the problem, but now a little bit further away. Right? Better. Now try from here. Wow, you actually solved this problem, and now you can play it, right? With a new fingering. And then we add, so now because we are adding after the problem spot, we are adding notes into the future now, which are these. How can we solve that problem? We don't go back from here. But we start here. And we stop there. So it's very important. Whenever we start a piece or we start practicing, we always start somewhere. Always. We know when to start, and we know exactly what part of the music we are starting from. But we never for a moment think about where to stop. And it's very important for our memory, for everything that we do, to know the beginnings and endings of things, to frame it into something that we can possibly understand. Because the music is very long. If we keep on going, a lot can happen. But right now we are trying to really solve the problem. We must keep the task in front of our eyes at all times. Otherwise our brain gets distracted, and we play other notes, and we forget what the task was in the first place. So go from and then we stop there now. Ah, you already did it, yeah? Now let's try. Maybe it's too early, but let's try. Okay. Do you see how fast the brain was able to, once it understood the problem, we found a good way to solve it, we put it together, suddenly it increases speed automatically, and it goes back in place, actually. And, now we're able to change the fingering, and you didn't miss the note. So, goal achieved. Now, of course, you have to reinforce what you have learned by doing it multiple times, and then also about 1 hour time after you have done it, you have to do it again, because if you wait too long, sometimes we start forgetting things. In the beginning, it's better to test it again. Yeah, good. Now this, try that, and then go a little further down. Careful with the. You see that sound? Think of. I want you to see some sort of design like this. Now, of course, the tuning has a problem, but let's forget about that for a moment. Try the movement. Try that with the left hand. Think of your movement starting here. Yeah, and then wait, again, do it a few times. Keep your ear close to the sound. So you hear pa, a trumpet. No, that's pressure. You're like better. Yes. And then consider this as part of the sound. No, so. This moves too. It's like a beak. It's not something else. It's part of the bird. The beak is an important part too. So together, team. Try. Very good. You hear it? You hear? It's not anymore like that, which is, if it's too strong, it reaches the bottom of the key, and then it adds this tone. To the tone, you add the sound of the bottom of the key, which is this. Imagine you play the sound plus that noise, so you get an ugly. You hear that? It's almost like somebody's playing a drum simultaneously. Instead, you have to find less of that attack at the bottom of the key. Yeah. Okay. So let's try that when you play the other notes. From here. Very strange fingering, though. Very weak fingers, crowded there. Why not? 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, whatever. Probably this one. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, or 2, 2 possibly. Try. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3. Stay out from the black key. Try to stay around this area. Don't pass that. Try. So 1, 3, 1, 3. Can you come out with the third finger? A little, like 1, 3, 1, 2. No, you went too far. Imagine there are 3 lanes on the piano. Half of the white right here, the white keys. Half includes white and black, like this, and then only black. Imagine that, okay? So we try to stay between white and black, not too close, not too far. So if the finger is too long, it's going to go play too close to the fulcrum, which mathematically has its own problems. But try that. Don't press the thumb. You press so much on your thumb that you block the other fingers. It has a fascia of muscles that goes across the muscles of the other fingers. So too much push on this will paralyze the other fingers. Rather, can you feel this? Yeah, and then right? Oh, much better. Try. Do it fast now. Do fast. Do you feel this? Yeah, and then better. And this one, decide to interrupt the sound. 1, 2, like 1 and 2. Not like push, and then at the last minute re-push, more natural. Try. Don't let that fall down. Okay. Fall and fall. Play the 2 A's. So let's split the problem in half. This is 1. Actually, try to do that. Okay, and now the next, what is it? The next is this now. 1, 2. Can you feel that? That's it. Then you can work on the length of the note. If it's too short, you stick to the key for longer. That's all. Try this. Ta, da. Now let's go back. We have 2 problems. One is this. Try. Okay. Do you need to do? Because you're moving way too much, right? You're moving your neck. You're moving your butt. Just that's it. Just listen to that. That's it. And then, pam, pam, the other one. Now we put it together. Tam, pam. That's much better. Now do it with this. Okay, is that what you do, right? So now from so we can test if you still remember that fingering. Right. Pedal, 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 pedal. Yeah, each note A. 3 pedals. Try. La, 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 dee, la, la.
No.
On the black key. Black, black, white, white. Start, if the problem is your foot, don't correct it with your fingers, but learn to do in time this 1, 2, boom. Try. Which is hard because you have to be, pressing the pedal at all times. Like do 1, 2, 3, 4. Try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now ready? Continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try. Better, and then put it together with the. Now we have 3 times. Bum, ding. It's like playing bells, right? Bum, ding. One bell is here, one bell is there. But out of the 3 times, which one is a little bit more important? For example, if I said to you, like if your dad told you, did you do your homework? And you don't answer. Do you think the second time he's going to say in the same level of his voice? Or it's going to increase? It's going to increase, okay. So what I'm saying is that the third time it might have to be, did you do your homework? Because you didn't answer, right? So that means, wow. That's closer to life, you see. Okay, try. So how do you increase the level? Imagine a tennis player. Ping pong, well, now ping pong can be very fast. I cannot make that example. But let's say that you want to throw the ball faster or slower. You want to throw it close to the net. You're going to go like tick, and it goes just across the net. And if you want to trick the opponent, maybe you're going to do that, and it's going to go fly behind the person, right? Okay. So that means that there are different ways to do tick, tick, and so the space between your hand, between thumb, key, it's a bigger movement. Smaller, medium, wider. Yeah. Of course, you have to aim at the key and so on. Right. Bum. Yes, and you're right. One finger, when it gets wider, it's harder. So you want maybe the first time one finger, maybe 2 and 3 together. And of course, 2 and 3 you cannot play like this. If you have large fingers, you will get the wrong note. So you might have to go like that, which is fine. It's an extended fingering, Tin, tin, and then maybe beep. So you twist your hand from this to this, and the elbow goes a little bit that way. There you go. You got more power. And then that's it. Yeah, okay. So play. Of course, the timing is different. It's not pum, 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 pum. No, it's pum, 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 pum. A bit, more intense. Try. Yes, without messing it up. And how do you do that? If that happens, you have to worry about why. You need a little time to aim to open, because your hand is now closed like this, and then you have to open. Try. Yes, yeah. So one more time. Dum, bing. Keep going. Two people. Yeah, very good. Remember, move the piano. Start soft. Show me these chords. Staccato. I want you to feel also, can you do this on your hand like this? I know it's kind of different finger. Can you feel the fingertips moving a little bit when you do this? Yeah. So now you can still do that, but can you feel the finger moving? Okay, so now move the fingers. No motion from the arm, just move the fingers. No, you're moving the palm like this. Just the fingers. Okay. Then start moving here. And then you add the movement of the finger with the movement of the arm. You see that? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's alive, yeah? So you were using a cast, like if they, you went to the hospital, they put a cast, and then you were doing this. Instead, keep the fingers alive during the chords. It's more alive, the sound. Try. Pum. You should do it all the time. Look at this. If you want to go up, if you want to grab something, there is an handkerchief on my leg. How do I grab it? By doing this? No, I have to close my hands too, like this. So if you think about this, the hand during the chords has to grab the chord, like that. And then of course there is all of these other things that happen. Try. Okay, and so how do you practice that? Go back to the handkerchief example, go like right here, and try this. Grab, and go up now. And then now, fall and grab. Fall and grab. But then, same thing here, fall and grab. If you... That's a big sound, yeah. Okay? Naturally, the second one is a sound that you want to use to go against the object, against the keyboard, like this. You want to go through your body. Try. Let's do just this, and then we'll stop. Try. Pumping. That's it. Good. What I would, of course, you see, our brain is also has incredible ability to frame a problem. This is this. This is a new one. You already figured out the pattern. You understand it perfectly well. One thing we don't understand sometimes is the end of a pattern and the beginning of the next pattern. So the problem is not the pattern itself, but it's the end and the beginning. So it's these two chords. You have to practice these. The body has to learn to do this also when you play. Can you try that? Yeah, you feel all kind of moving and very, very comfortable. Not rigid like a robot, but instead like this, very, very comfortable. Try. Try. That's it. Now try. And you will be able to make so much better. And so more accurate too, more accurate, because now you studied not only a pattern, but what happens at the end and at the beginning of the next pattern. Every time that at the keyboard we have to move left and right, we have to wonder about the last sound before the jump, and we have to also work on the jump and see how the body feels during the jump. Okay? Bravo. Good. Sorry, we have to stop here. Wow.